Collision with Tim
So
Draper.
I'm only here to see Robert Scoble. There are 10,000 people here.
Can I
I'm
take
here
that
for
to the bank?
one person alone.
Can I get a raise for that?
Robert wants me to repeat what I just said.
No, because you're
which
trying
is
Go ahead.
that I'm now starting to make deals in Bitcoin, and I'm putting them on the blockchain, and we will no longer need legal contracts because the contract will be built into the software.
Now, for people who don't understand what blockchain is,
think of it as a ledger. Think of a blockchain as a ledger where there are debits and credits in a ledger. And so think of your blockchain as a way of keeping track of where ownership is, or where credits go, or where debits grow, where you spend money and where you bring in sales.
So let's say I start a startup and I want $2 million from you. How are you gonna get that to me, and then how are you gonna get me to do all the legalese?
So if you want $2 million from me, that's how many Bitcoin? That's about 2,500. Am I right? 2,500 Bitcoin.
Depends on the day.
Or 10. Wait a second. No, it's 10,000 Bitcoin. I'd give you 10,000 Bitcoin, and you would give me shares. Those shares would be stored in the blockchain, and then if you ever paid a dividend, you would push a button, and anybody on that blockchain would get their Bitcoin, because you would basically be distributing dividends in Bitcoin. And if you sold the company, then all the shareholders would share according to their pro rata share. And that would all be redistributed in Bitcoin on the blockchain. So the blockchain keeps perfect track of who owns what, and it's quite valuable.
And why would this be so much better than all the paperwork you have to do today?
Because if
venture capital startup.
In 4 out of 5 situations, when I talk to a startup 3 years later, we have different numbers as to how many shares I own in their company. And the other thing is, if I ever want to transfer shares, well, no, sometimes it's in my favor, but sometimes, but if you use the blockchain, so if I need to transfer shares to somebody else, then they will have. I will have to go through a lawyer and an accountant and everything just to get those shares transferred to somebody else. But with the blockchain, I can just push a button and it's done. Here's another great example. If you ever seen those credits at Star Wars, all those credits. So each one of those people gets like 25 cents a quarter, and they get it in a check form. It costs Lucasfilm about $7 to send you 25 cents. So with Bitcoin, they can just push a button and all the micropayments go out to everybody they're supposed to go out to.
Much more efficient.
Yeah, so you can in effect set up whatever the deal is in the blockchain, rather than having to write down every little occurrence of what would happen if. Instead, you just say, here's what you own. And this, when money comes in, it's going to be spread according to this.
When are you going to send me $2 million this week?
When you bring in the right startup.
When are you going to fund the first company this week?
When am I going to fund? I've already funded a bunch of Bitcoin companies, and they're rocking.
When are you going to do the ledger
I've already done a bunch. I've done a bunch, but we have a legal document as backup. Yeah. So eventually we'll be able to do it without the legal document.
Got it.
That's what we're counting on.
Well, thanks. That's kind of weird, disruptive thinking I'm hearing in the collision conference here in Las
Vegas. Right. Well, we're here to collide.
Yeah.
The finance world is ripe for disruption. There are too many big fat cats in finance, and you don't need that. You don't really need them all anymore.